Hello and welcome to On the Food Scene with Steve. I'm at the Addison on Amelia Island located in Fernandina Beach, Florida. And with me is the co-owner, Lisa West, and her husband, Ron, who is running some errands today at their beautiful, beautiful B&B. Thanks for hosting me here. It is a beautiful, beautiful hotel.
Appreciate it. We've loved having you guys. It's been wonderful.
So tell us a little about the area, and then we'll focus a little more on your wonderful bed and breakfast here.
Okay. Well, what's really neat about Amelia Island is you have so many different things that would draw people to come visit here. So we get folks that want to see the historic area, shopping, dining. The dining, we were blown away by the restaurants here and not knowing the caliber of them. And one of the biggest draws, obviously, is the beach. But this particular location where we are, all of that is walkable. So that was one of our criteria when we were looking at an inn is park your car, walk to shop, walk to dine, bike to the beach, go look at the beautiful houses, go to the museum. It's just everything wrapped in one that we were looking for.
And the architecture here is so beautiful. I feel like it's part New Orleans,
Yes.
part Savannah, part Charleston.
Yes, when we looked at the inn in April of 17 and we did a little tour through the main part of the inn and then walked out onto the veranda and saw the courtyard, the same thing. I said, oh my gosh, this is New Orleans, this is Savannah, this is Charleston, Key West. I mean, it just that gave
Absolutely.
that vibe and makes you feel so comfortable being outside, not being confined in one building.
And changing it from, or the difference between here and South Florida is I don't feel like I'm in Florida at all.
No, yeah.
And a lot of people who I met said the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
As we say, we finally call it Mayberry by the Sea, but we do say that this is an area of Florida that has not been ruined yet. We don't have a lot of development. It's very much a community feel here. We actually know some innkeepers in Savannah, and we asked them, do you guys get together and know each other? And they were like, no. And four of us, the four inns, all get together and socialize together. We co-market together, and just the camaraderie, which is wonderful.
And it truly is a hidden gem. Now let's focus a little more on this beautiful B&B here. Tell us how many rooms and what you folks do over here.
So we have 14 rooms, combination of either queen beds or king beds. And we have 3 buildings that make up our property. So we have the original historic house that was built in 1876 and 5 guest rooms in here. And then and it was converted to an inn in 1990. And the original owner lived upstairs in one of the guest rooms, so she had 4 rooms. Her daughter's name is Addison, hence the way the inn got its name.
That's how the name came about.
Yep.
Okay.
We had a great fortune to meet Addison 2 years ago and meet her family. And she told us about sliding down the banister, riding her bike down the hallway, all the things she did as a young child when she lived here. And it was kind of neat for her to bring back her family and see the place. And then her mother sold in 1996, and she had plans to add the other 2 buildings out in the courtyard. So it went from 5 rooms to 14, so 9 more rooms. But what that did is it gave us 2 buildings, one with all king rooms, one with all queen rooms, but each one of those rooms out there has a little sitting area surrounding the courtyard and the fountain, and it's just absolutely beautiful to sit out there.
And every night at 5:30 you have a little happy hour with wine?
We do. So we have a social hour for the guests, all complimentary. Ron's kind of our sommelier. He likes choosing the wines and the beers and mixing it up for the guests so they don't have the same thing every night. We have a great wine distributor that we work with that has learned our palate as well as our guest palate. So we always serve a red wine and a white wine and then a selection of beers at 5:30.
And of course your homemade Southern breakfast, right?
Yes. So I get asked all the time, do you like to cook? And I'm like, well, you really wouldn't be an innkeeper if you didn't like to cook.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a working mother and 3 younger brothers, so I learned how to cook very early age. But what's really neat here, another attribute of being where we are, the farmer's market every Saturday morning. I walk up the block. I've got my farmer. He knows what I like to use in my breakfasts. So he holds cantaloupes. He grows his own strawberries, which we're just starting to get. I think you guys had some for breakfast the other morning. Blueberries, tomatoes, the fresh peppers, butternut squash, and just being able to source as much as I can from the farmer's market just served to the guests for breakfast. So
That's terrific.
yeah.
And as far as reservations, they just go online to make a reservation?
You can make a reservation online at AddisonOnAmelia.com or call us directly. And what's really nice is our website will show you not only the rooms, but details of the room. We just put up a 360 tour that they went into each individual room and did the 360, so you can see the orientation of the furniture and the relationship in the rooms, as well as the outside areas. And or you can call us.
And you have some fireplace rooms
We have
too, because I know
some
people are
fireplace
looking for
rooms.
that.
Yes, in the wintertime, folks want to be in the historic house with the fireplaces, and then come springtime and summertime, they all want to be
Mhm.
out in the courtyard so they can sit outside,
Wow.
listen to the fountain, read a book, have a cup of coffee. Yeah.
And before I forget, for those people who are viewing this video and have found it on my newspaper column, you are from Philadelphia originally.
Right. Yep. I was born in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. Lived there for a brief period of time as a child, and kind of meandered around Florida a couple times and ended up here. So.
Yeah, because I know that many people who will be viewing this have found it on the column that I write for Media News Group
Nice.
Pennsylvania in the Philadelphia area.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for your time, for your wonderful hospitality, and for those folks that are looking for a great location to visit, other than your South Florida locations, you have to stop off here at the Addison on Amelia in Fernandina Beach, Florida. For On the Food Scene with Steve, I'm here with Lisa West, and I'll say hello for Ron, who's running some errands. And I don't know if you captured the wonderful house dog here, Molly.
In greeter, Molly. Molly, can you sit up and say hello?